everybody, and welcome back to Homestead in Bloom. I'm Kaylin and I'm so happy you're here. Today we are going to be learning how to score a Christmas tree sourdough. I'm super excited to share this with you because although it looks very intricate and very beautiful, it is super easy to accomplish with just a few basic tools. So the first thing that you're gonna need is something to kind of lay out the straight lines on your sourdough bread. And so I just cut a little string of baker's twine and I use that to make my lines on my sourdough. Now, do you need baker's twine? No. Could you use thread? Yes. Could you use just a butter knife and just try to make a straight line? Absolutely. It's not a necessity, it's just something that makes it a little bit easier. The next thing you need is a scoring lame. And so I just have this one. I got it on Amazon. It's worked very well. And the one that I got actually comes with replacement blades. So that makes it super easy. Once this one gets dull, which it takes a very long time for that to happen. But once it gets dull, you've already got your backups and you're good to go. So you're gonna need one of these because we are gonna be doing a deep cut or a deep score on the lines that we've created with our twine or our bread knife or whatever we're using. So we need this. We're gonna make our deep cut with this. And then to make the little branches on the Christmas tree, you're gonna need a pair of scissors. Now I find that these little scissors work a lot better just because it's more precise and tiny. But if you just have a regular pair of scissors, that will work as well, like a pair of kitchen scissors or anything like that. I will say these do not, like if you just wanted to use your scoring lame, it doesn't give the same look. So a pair of scissors is key just to kind of get that wispy look on the tree. So that is all the supplies you need for the Christmas tree part. And then real quick, I'll show you the supplies you need for actually putting your sourdough together and on its parchment paper. So you're gonna need some parchment paper. I don't do, some people do like the fancy cut to make it the circle with handles. I don't ever do that. I just pull out a sheet like this big and I don't have any problems doing it that way. Another thing you're gonna need is some flour to dust on the top of your sourdough, because this is what makes the Christmas trees pop. So you wanna put quite a bit of flour on there and just rub it into your dough. That way it's evenly coated with the flour. And then it makes it to where whenever you use your twine to make your lines, it shows up really well so you know exactly where to cut. And then it makes your Christmas trees stand out whenever they are baked. You're gonna need a Dutch oven, which I've got mine preheating right now. And then you're also going to need, this is just a trick that I've learned. I've seen online that you can put baking sheets under your Dutch oven and that's supposed to prevent burning. That did not work for me. I put stoneware under my cast iron. That did not work. The only thing that has worked is putting a layer of either cornmeal or oatmeal or hemp parts in the base of my Dutch oven after it's been preheated, and then putting the parchment paper with the bread on top of that. So it kind of creates this barrier between your bread and the Dutch oven. And so it creates this beautiful golden bottom versus a black bottom, which is something I struggled with for probably the first few weeks or maybe month of doing sourdough, because I was just trying to figure out how to get it to where the bottoms were not rock hard. So that trick has worked. That means that I don't have to put anything else in the oven. I just do oatmeal and then that is good to go. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to prep the dough together. We're gonna make our Christmas trees together. If you already have a loaf of sourdough ready to go, I would love for you to do it with me in kind of like a bake with me style or a score with me style. But if not, I hope that this video is a step-by-step guide that makes it super easy and you get a great visual of exactly how to accomplish this beautiful Christmas tree sourdough. So let's go ahead and get started. So at this point, we're getting out our sourdough bread that has been fermenting in the fridge for 3 days, and we're going to be putting it on our parchment paper to go ahead and get started. Here you see I'm sprinkling some flour on top of the sourdough, and I'm going to be rubbing it gently all over the sourdough just to give it a nice even coat of flour. This is going to help our lines show whenever we use our twine, and then later on it's going to help our Christmas trees to pop. I tried to keep the spaces pretty even for these Christmas trees, and next we're going to be using our bread lame to go ahead and make a deep cut on those lines that we just created with our twine. And these cuts are similar to the cut that you do whenever you're making your sourdough ear. You'll do your fancy design and then you'll do a deep cut just to give your bread room to rise and develop that beautiful ear. So this is a similar cut. You're going to be doing it pretty deep because these trees, once the bread rises, they kind of rise up a little bit, and it just adds to the effect of the Christmas tree. I like to go over each cut one more time just to make sure that I've got a nice, even, deep cut all around. This next part is where the fun happens. So you're gonna get your scissors and you are just gonna make tiny little snips along the sides of your Christmas tree. I always do the right side first and just rotate the parchment paper as I'm going around the dough, and then I switch over and do the left side of the Christmas tree. I kind of like to do the snips on the left side in between the snips on the right side, so you'll kind of see here in a minute that I don't do it straight across because I don't want them to meet and then crack in the oven. So this kind of ensures that they've got enough space so that whenever the dough rises, it's not going to rip the tree. Once you've completed the snips on both sides, it's time to bake your sourdough and just wait and see how beautiful it turns out. So here you see me taking my Dutch oven out of the oven. It's been preheating for about 45 minutes at 475, and I'm sprinkling it with the oatmeal just to coat the bottom and create that barrier to keep my bottom of the sourdough from burning. And like I said, this just works so well. And I'm gonna cover it and put it in the oven for 25 minutes, and then after that 25 minutes is up, I'm gonna lower it to 450, take that lid off, give the bread a little check just to see how it's looking. I always love to see what it looks like at this point because it gives you an idea of where you're headed. And then I'm going to put it back in the oven uncovered at 450 for around 18 minutes. Once your bread is golden brown on the top, go ahead and take it out of the oven and then take your parchment paper and put it on a cooling rack just to give your bread some time to cool. And I love checking the bottom because it's so satisfying to know that I finally found something that worked. And I just love how these little Christmas trees turn out. I think that they are so beautiful. It would be so pretty on like a Christmas tablescape with a bunch of different snacks and different foods. It's just the perfect addition. And there you have it, a beautiful Christmas tree sourdough. You can see all of the details of each Christmas tree, and it's super simple. I think that this would make a beautiful gift if you wanted to wrap it up and give it to some family members or friends for Christmas, and it would be a beautiful addition to hosting as well. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope this helped you. And if you need a good sourdough recipe, I'll have some videos in the description below that you can watch to get started. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.